it's a very interesting podcast. It's very entertaining to listen to. I take issue with a lot of what he says generally. I think that he gets like 30% right. And I think the rest of it comes off as like, unfortunately, like very rude. Like it's very like bashful. Like he wants like bash on women. And I think that that's a very successful model for him. I don't blame him for doing it.
Social media.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It is extraordinarily entertaining to listen to, but I think that like the model is generally bring on people that he can dunk on, and that's, I mean, you get that too.
He tried to pull up, and he was like, oh, so you believe in like traditional values and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And he was like, okay, well, we want to pull up a TikTok of you.
I saw that little clip.
He tried to clown me.
It was such a bad fail.
He tried to clown me, and I was like, listen to the audio. Yeah. I was like,
you like how he wanted to turn the audio off immediately, and you're like, no, you need the audio.
Listen to it.
I think it's a bunch of gotcha moments. I just don't really believe in that. I think it's it's poor sport generally to do that kind of thing. But like I said, enormously successful. Like in terms of success, he's doing fantastic. Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of the way that he goes about treating women. I think it breeds contempt in men that don't have women in their lives currently. I think it's a very dangerous thing to do, or less. Maybe that's too extreme. I don't know.
I don't think that's too extreme necessarily. I do think there is a lot of, again, there are points made, I think, like on the Whatever podcast. I would even say with like Fresh and Fit, even occasionally Andrew Tate. Like there's stuff that these people say, or like Just Pearly things. These are all people, if you aren't familiar, who are like in the red pill space. There's like 20 to 30% of things that they say that I'm like, yes, I can get behind that. I can agree with that. You're touching on a real issue in society. But then oftentimes they'll take that and twist it down a really dark hole that ends with like abusing women is okay. Like at the very end of the day, at the bottom of the pipeline, it gets really, really dark. And it's a good model. It's a good model to bring people in, because you start with like, well, I think you should prioritize yourself. You should work really hard. Like, don't sacrifice yourself for a relationship.
That's all amazing.
We're like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you should value yourself. And then somehow you get to like, all women are sluts. And I'm like, how did we get here?
Or like, you know, if you have over a body count of 5, like no good man will ever want you.
Like you're
and I'm
ruined.
just like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like that, like that's for all of them too. It really like, it disturbs me how I feel like little they like women.